Yes, Nishkas. Thank you. You can start.
Okay, so let's begin again. So, what is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's the foundation of every web page and it defines how content is displayed on the web. It uses tags to structure the content. So, why is HTML important? HTML allows us to create websites that are accessible and user friendly. It allows structured web pages using headings, paragraphs, images, videos, and more. It can further be combined with CSS for styling and JavaScript for interactivity. HTML is known as the backbone of the modern web development. So, what is the basic structure and syntax of HTML? How does an HTML document look? So, first, to define HTML5, we write doc type HTML. A tag is defined using a less than and greater than signs, as you know. And for closing, we add like this. For title, the beginning tag and the closing tag. Is the basic structure of HTML. We write HTML tag, head tag. Inside head tag, we consider the title tag. The body tag consists of the main content of the HTML file. The H1 to H6 are the heading files, paragraphs, the body tag ends here, and the HTML file ends here. As I said, the core parts of HTML syntax, the doc type HTML declares the document as the HTML5. The HTML tag is the root element of the HTML document. The head tag contains the metadata like the page title and links to styles or scripts, and the body tag holds the content displayed on the web page. So there are few heading tags from H1 to H6. H1 is the biggest tag, the paragraph tag, and the image tag. Now let's see how it actually works. Before starting, I'll request you all to download this live preview extension from VS Code. It allows you to see the live preview of whatever I write. Like if I write the title, it will show me in the live preview whatever I'm coding. Before beginning, I request you all to download this live preview. So let's begin. First, let's declare our document as doc type HTML. Declare our HTML file. Then inside the head tag, we write the title of our file, which is HTML basics. So here it is shown. After that, we write the main content of our file in the body inside the body tag. Now, as mentioned, the H1, if I write my name Nishkash, after that, I take another heading, and if I write II, then H3, web start, then inside H4, if I write something like mobile. So as you can see, the font size keeps on decreasing, which means the heading 1 H1 tag has the highest font size, and how the H2, H3, H4, H5, H6 keeps on decreasing the font size. We can't declare H7. The heading tags are only from H1 to H6. Now let's see what a paragraph tag means. Write a paragraph. You can see the difference between a heading tag and a paragraph tag. This is a paragraph explaining basics of HTML. And then we close the paragraph tag. If I don't write the paragraph tag here, if I keep it like this, you can see what happens. See, if I don't close the heading tag. Now, let's see uses of few standalone tags. Like if I want, I'll take H1, I'll write the best movies. H2, top 3 movies. Then I want to create a different kind of section. So how I can do it? I can do it using horizontal standalone. It doesn't matter. It is a standalone tag. It doesn't matter if we write this or this. It's the same. Now, if I want to write H3 and I write inside that a film name, and if I want inside the tag to break it, so you can see I don't need to do it in another heading. If I add the break tag, the BR means the break tag. If I add the break tag, the away will automatically move into the next line. Then I take another horizontal line. Then I take a paragraph tag, really cool sci-fi movie. Okay. Now let's see something about the image tag. If I want an image tag is defined by img, where src is the source, where we provide the link of the image. So here, imagine like it's not a link, but if I write at www.google.com and then I write a word like image or an alternative text of sample image, you can see it's not an actual link, that's why it's showing like this. Then let's see about the hyperlink, which is defined by href. Now, if I write here name, you can see a hyperlink is generated. I write break here, and a hyperlink is generated for the name. Whatever I write here, like if I write if I write my name, it doesn't matter. If I write anything, a hyperlink will be generated for the text which I have written, and this will be the address, the link for this uh, data which I have mentioned. See, heading tags, paragraph tag, image tag, link tag, break tag, as I've explained right now. Now, what are forms and inputs? Forms allows users to input data and send it to the server. Common use cases, login forms, signups, feedback submissions. Some of the few form elements are input type with text placeholder Here we can create a text input with your name as a placeholder, radio button, checkbox, submit. So let's see how it works. So first, I write the label tag. The label is an attribute which is used to specify the type of form, not a label. First, I'll write the form. Inside that label, and now, for example, I'm creating a login form. So I need an email input first. I need email, I need password, and then I need a submit button for logging in into my account. So here label is created for email. Then I write email. Okay, wait, first let me give some space here. I write strong. Strong means nothing but a bold format, a login form. I'll add another break tag here. Okay, I'll add one more. So seems good. Now I want my email. I'm taking an input type as email. So as you can see, kind of a text box, or wait, first email before an email, a text and for a text, let me show you the difference. Text, I'll take the ID as email, I'll take the name as email, and first I'll write the placeholder. Placeholder, you will see whatever I write inside the placeholder will come and give me an idea like what I need to write inside the text box. Let me close it. So here, if I write a name, if I write my name Nishkarsh, so it won't tell me anything. It's like it's fine. But if I write her input type as email and enter your email, so here an @ sign is very much important. Like if I write some email ID nishkarsh@gmail.com, some random email ID. So let's first do for complete a login form. I'll create another label. This label is for my password. Say password is required. Again, put that. Then I'll take an input type equals to password, ID equals to password, placeholder equals to enter your password. I add a break tag. Now I have the data for email, I have the data for password. Now I want to submit my form. I want to submit my login form. I'll create another label, this time for submit. Take input type equals to submit. See, we can see a submit option has been initiated here. Now let's see. In my email, If I write something like my name, some random password, it will ask me, please include an @ in the email address. So if I write nishkarsh@gmail.com, it will get submitted. Now here it's just an HTML document. And further, after the database and after some JavaScript, you will understand. Now this is about just a basic login form about email, input type of email, input type of password, input type of submit. Now if we want an option like an MCQ option, how just we create in Google form, and it's multiple type options or single type option. So let's see how we can do that. After the login form, let's write in strong tag asking choose your gender. After that, I'm creating another label. This time it's for gender. First, we'll take male. We'll take the input type equals to radio. Now, there are two types of input types. First is radio. Radio, it will come like this. It's a single type option. And in checkbox, it will come like this. So first, we'll see for checkbox, but first we'll see for radio. Then name, gender. After that, we'll create another label. Now we have created for male. We'll now create for female. We'll again take input type equals to radio. Name will again be gender. We'll create another label. Again, the same thing we need to keep in label and name. Prefer not to say. We'll take the input type as radio again and name equals to gender name. So now, as you can see, we can have only one option. We can select only one option. It's not a multiple option select. It's only a single option selected. That's the use of radio. Now, if you want to select multiple options, obviously we need a checkbox. So how do we create a checkbox? Let's see. Now the gender thing is done, the login form is done. Now let's see if we want to select our best subjects, favorite subjects, or you can say favorite subjects. A person can have more than one favorite subject. If a person has more than one favorite subject, we can take the use of checkbox. Now we'll create label for equals to subject, close the label. Now input type, wait, need to have maths. I know most of you don't like maths in first semester, second semester, but here we are writing maths. There are few students who like input type equals to checkbox. We'll take the name equals to subject, close. We'll take another label for equals to subject. After that, we'll take physics, input type equals to checkbox, name equals to subject. After that, we'll take one more last label, and like for example chemistry. Put type equals to checkbox, name equals to subject. So now we can have multiple options. I can select all three, I can select any two, and here also I can even select one option. Now we have seen about the input types of radio, we have seen the input types of checkbox, submit, password, email. Also before email, we have seen here for text. Now if I want an email for uploading a file, right? Label for, I'll take file. After that, my input type, I want a file. So I'll take a file. See, you've got an option of file. Here I can select, I can choose file from wherever I want in my PC or laptop or desktop. Now, if I want an input type for date, an input type for date, the date. So, and see, I have an input type for date. I can select from whatever date I want. Like what is today's date? 28 December. So I can have any date I want. If I want for any color, put type color. So here I have option for color, and there are many more input types. So as we saw, we did for text input, radio input, checkbox input, submit input, few more inputs. This one example, same which I have done till now. See name, email. If you write even a message, like if you take an input type as a message, we will have kind of same thing. Now let's dive into HTML advanced. So the first thing which HTML advanced consists is semantic elements. So what are semantic elements? Semantic elements define the purpose of content. They improve accessibility by providing meaning to browsers and search engines. They enhance code readability and align with modern web development standards. Like till now, we have used like head, body, and all that. Instead of head, we can write inside body. We can add up header, main, section, footer, all that. So we can, inside the body. Now what I did a form. Inside the form, I added lots and lots of labels, lots and lots of input types, and everything was inside the form, which was inside the body. So to make the body more readable, more accessible to browsers, while if you want to debug and you want to find all the code, So it is much more better if you enhance the code readability by adding the header tags, the main tags, inside the main tags, the section tags, footer tags, or anything and all that. Mostly the footer tags are used for copyrights. So let's see for like if I want to add a I've taken a footer tag, I've taken a copyright tag. Now here, if you know there is a C and inside a circle, that kind of a copyright symbol, but to make it available, you need to write and copy and semicolon. With that, we'll get the copyright symbol, and I can write here 2024 iei Web Start Bootcamp. Now let's see about tables and lists. So if you want to display a table or some structural tabular format which has rows, which has columns, we can do that using tables. And if we want, like kind of a list, a bulleted format of list, a numbered list, or without a numbered list and bulleted list, but in terms and description pairs, we can take the help of tables and lists. First, let's get familiar with some common tags before practically applying it. So table tag defines the table. TR means the table row. TD means the table data, the cell which we want to insert inside the table. TH is the table header cell, or you can say the table heading. And the caption is the kind of a title. How we have given the title to our HTML file inside the head. Now, if we want to give the title to the table, we can use the caption. It provides a title or description for the table. And as I said, lists are of three types. Bulleted list, for bulleted list we call it unordered list. Numbered list we call it ordered list. And if we want it in terms and description pairs, we can make the use of description list. Let's first see. If I want an ordered list, and I think ordered list is defined with the help of OL. Inside that, we need a list item. You can see if a list item, or else wait, I'll take a new file. Better. So the same thing. Doc type HTML, HTML language English, world. So now if I need an ordered list, so inside a ordered list, we take list item. If we can write, you say, if I take paragraph tag, I write best um, things to have in food street. Okay. So inside the list item, or wait, best things are there are many very good things. Stores in food street. So if I write stores in food street, there is Oasis. We take another list item that makes it two. We have Zuzu Zone. We have Puri Puri. We also have that ice cream shop. I don't know its name. Okay, so with the help of this ordered list, we can give numbers to them. We can do numbering of the stores, or we can also ranking stores. If you write ranking stores in first sheet, Oasis is first, Blue Zone comes second, Puri Puri is third, Ice Cream Shop is fourth. Now, if I want an unordered list, what does it mean by unordered list? You'll see. List item I take. Now, an unordered list, it doesn't give numbers to the content inside. It just gives dot or some bulleted points. Now, if I again write some kind of like anything, Oasis, coffee shop, Rock Plaza, CB. Okay, so this is what is meant by unordered list. We don't give numbering to the stores or contents. We just give it in bulleted format. Now, if I want to have a description list, neither numbers or not like this. So if you want like that, we'll take a description list, which is defined by DL. DT means description title, HTML. Description list works slightly different from ordered and unordered list. And we'll take the description, a markup, a hypertext markup language for web development. So this is meant by CSS. So let's see. Now I'm giving another title, CSS. We'll see it, what is CSS in some time. So what is CSS? Just to add it in the description, a style sheet language for designing web pages. So a description list comes in that in this format. A description list has a title. HTML is a title. What do we mean by HTML? A hypertext markup language for web development. Then I give another title, which is CSS. And what do we mean by CSS? A cascading style sheet language for designing web pages. Now, if I want to have something like, see, if I add an ordered list here, I close the unordered list here. Okay. And so this will give some other thing. Now, if I want another some kind of symbol, you can see it again becomes something different. So let's now, with the help of ordered and unordered list, have some items also in the first. So if I create strong tag, items, stores, and their items in full street. So first I'll take ordered list. I'll have list item inside it. I'll add OSS. Now, before the list item closes, I need to add what all are the items provided by Oasis. So I'll have an unordered list, or you can again have ordered list, but I'll rather have unordered list. Unordered list, sorry, I'll have a list item which says in Oasis we have nuggets, we have um, we have shawarma, we have popcorn, though it has 18% tax now. Then we have sandwiches. So these are few items in Oasis. Now, I after this list item, once the unordered list gets closed, then the list item also gets closed. After that, I have another list item which makes it two. It's under ordered list. Now I'll have Zuzu Zone. I'll, I'll have Zuzu Zone. I'll have unordered list again. I'll have pineapple juice. Oh, wait, sorry. Need a list item first. Pineapple juice. We have corn dog. We have fruit bowls. And we also have omelets. Okay. And like in if we want a shawarma is of two types, veg. Now we have also paneer and chicken shawarma. So we can also add another unordered list and we can have veg or we can have paneer. We can also have chicken shawarma. So in this way, we can in a very clean and ordered format, we can have the stores and the items in full street as mentioned here. So what list does is list gives a very a clean format to us to describe and display data. So if for better understanding, I also had one more example. We take another list item. We take coffee shop, an ordered list. Now wait. So I have tea. Now tea are of various types. Add another. I'll add ordered list this time. Have list item. Now it's I don't know spelling is right or no. Bellam tea, special tea, premium tea, close the list item. After that, I'll take another list item, which is coffee. I take ordered list, have list item inside it. I'll have premium coffee, normal coffee, and if we even want have something inside it, then a normal coffee, or better option, hostel coffee. So you can see like this. After that, I'll close the list item. This gets closed, normal coffee, normal coffee. Okay, after that, I'll have, we also provide corn. So in this way, you can see a very structured and ordered format we can have using the help of lists, ordered list, unordered list, and here description lists. Now let's see how to make a table. If you want to display table in tabular formats, how to do that? Let's see. I'll take another document again. So again, the same thing. The meta charset is UTF-8 means it consists of all the alphabets and the languages. So whatever we write, it will be understood by the HTML document. Title, web start again. Now let's see how to create a table. First, we need to do it using table tag. And if you want, you can add a border. Or add a border of say margin 10. You can see this small thing coming. If I write 100, keep on increasing. Right now, I'm taking it as 10. I'll write the caption. How title is for HTML document, caption is for the table. So I'll write student grades. So that TR means a row, and TH. So name I'm adding, grade I'm adding. So this is the table heading, and this is the border. If I take the border as 1, you can see how it happens. Take 100, you can see. Right now I'm taking it as 10. Then after that, I insert another row in the table with the table data. TH is for table heading, TD is for table data. Now I'll take the name as Nishkarsh. I'll close the table data. I'll insert the grade as S. After that, I'm taking another table row. I'm taking adding another table data. I'm taking some name this time again. Data. So in this way, and if I want another table row, table data, some name, and we can close the table. So in this format, we have created a table. We can have as much border we want. We don't want border, we have one border, some border. Okay. Let's see. We have understood the concept of table tag, tr tag, td tag, th tag, caption tag. We have understood what is ordered list, and description lists. You can see. Now let's see some of the HTML features like multimedia tags. Let's see what it is. Now, how we had seen in this. Here in image SRC, how we had in ahref image SRC, how we had created a hyperlink on an option. So what if that link is real and image will be displayed here. Now, if I want a multimedia tag, what do we mean by multimedia tags? Audio tag, video tag, and some kind of tags like that, audio and video tag are called as multimedia tags. So let's see about some multimedia tags. If I add up here, we have closed the table. After the table, we have taken an audio tag. Now for image SRC, first I'll show you ahref. We have some link, web start, okay. Image SRC, there is some link, an image will be generated after that. Now, if for multimedia tags, I can't write image SRC, I need or audio SRC, I need a controls attribute before that. Audio controls SRC. And you need to note an audio file of MP3 and video file of MP4. It can be attached. So like there's some audio file .mp3. When we close the audio, then we take a video controls SRC, and we need a video file .mp4. Here you can actually take any video file from your uh, laptop or anything, and you can just attach it here, keep it in the same folder, and you can have it. So these are few types of um, multimedia tags. As you can see, audio and video, MP3 OGG and WAV formats for audio, and for video MP4, WebM and OGG formats again. For graphic types that are canvas, it is used for rendering graphics dynamically via JavaScript, which you will be learning in the bootcamp. It is primarily used for games, data visualizations, and animations. Now, SVG is another graphic tag, scalar vector graphics, a language which is used for describing two-dimensional vector graphics. It's used for creating graphics like logos, charts, and complex shapes. We will have lots of SVGs available. Now there are APIs, local storage, which allows the web applications to store data locally in the user browser. Geolocation API, it provides access to the geographical location of the device. As you can see, audio, video, canvas. We can add. I can write it in the code, but it won't show anything. So for canvas ID, my canvas width, height, you can. It's better to be used with CSS and JavaScript. SVG width, then local storage. These are two APIs, local storage and geolocation API. Now let's see forms with validation. There are a few types of validation. So what is validation basically? Uh, it See, if I write placeholder, I wrote placeholder, enter your name. If I write required placeholder, it ensures that the field won't be empty. There definitely needs to be something for the data to be present, and without that the form can't be submitted, the login form can't be submitted. A pattern is it validates input against a specific regular expression. So input type equals to email. So again, as I said there also, an at the rate is very important. If its input type is email, it ensures input is a valid email format. Then type if equals to number. Then if it accepts only numeric values with optional range. The min length, max length, it again sets minimum and maximum. Title displays a tooltip when validation fails, giving user guidance. So wait a minute. Let's see what we can do now. Now let's understand about some few more tags. Now we have seen about lots and lots of tags. I hope it didn't get overflowed. Now, if I now another substitute for strong is if I like write B. B is nothing but bold. Whatever I write inside it will automatically become bold. Instead, if I have written a paragraph tag, there is a difference between a paragraph and bold tag. Then, if I want it in italic format, you can use I. If you want it in underlined format, you can have it like this. If you want small, small text, it will shrink the size of the text. If you want a strike tag, what does a strike tag do? It is just a strike through. So there are lots and lots of tags. By practicing web development regularly, we'll get to know about lots and lots of tags. Now let's so if I actually want an image to be displayed, if I put up an actual link, if I've got a link, you can copy any kind of link and all that. There's a link which I've taken from GitHub. And some see. Now what I had done is, instead of doing all of this, what I had done is I had just written some link, and because of that, that image didn't get displayed. But if I actually display the link, you can have any type of image, you can have any type of video here, you can have any type of audio here. This link could be working here. It is not found because I have just written www.google.com, a link which doesn't exist. If I actually write some kind of link like that, it will work. Now, if I want, see, now we have learned about tags, we have learned about tables, we have learned about links and all that. Now we have half an hour left before CSS starts. I will take 20 minutes. Let's see if we can create a basic HTML file with our portfolio, with adding our image and all that. We'll begin with the same thing. Doc type HTML, it defines the document as HTML file. Take the language, basic language is English. Now inside my body, we'll write header. Now we're writing clean code. Instead, I write welcome to my portfolio. After that, we'll take a navigation bar. Inside that, we'll write list items. Sorry, not list items. First, we need unordered list. After that, we'll take list items. In list items, we will add up a link. We'll take ahref, which will, if we don't have a link, then write it as about, and about. It's the about section. And after that, I can add a contact option. I can add an option for my projects. Now, I'll have a section ID for about. Take H2. I'll write about me, then I'll write in the paragraph tag, hello, I am a passionate software developer, just graduated from VIT-AP, and I love creating websites and apps. I specialize in front end web development and enjoy learning new technology. So this is a small about section. After that, also for defining comments in HTML, for comments you can write like this. The same thing how we define doc type. Just after that, we need two hyphens, and that will become a comment. Now section ID for contact. So about my contact, the same heading tag, we write contact me, and input type we can write as first. Now if someone wants to contact me, he needs to have his mail ID or something like that to contact me, and his name, his details. Form action, I'll write like form, I'll label for name, that I'll take input type equals to text, ID equals to name equals to name. Now we write required, which means without name, the form can't be submitted. Add up to break tags. I'll go for the next one. It is my email ID. Take the input type equals to email. And also, if we want, we can add up the placeholder. After that, a message. Add a break tag here. Or here also it is needed. I'll write a text area ID equals to message, name equals to message, rows equals to 5, and required, which makes it again a form with validation. Close the text area and we add the break. We also add the horizontal line which we have seen. And now we have our name, our email. If someone wants to contact us, we even have a message. And now the person, it's our portfolio. Someone will enter his or her name, his or her email ID, his or her message, what they want to convey to us. And then what they will do, they will submit the form. So we have an option for send. We can write the value as send. So instead of submit, it will come as send, and the person can send us whatever they want, whatever the message they want to convey to us. And after that, we also have an option for our we also have an option section tag. We also need to add our projects. Now about is done, contact is done. Now contact needs to be below. Now first we need to know about us, then contact us, then we need about our projects. Equals to projects. So now for my projects, I need to mention my projects so that the recruiter will like the projects and they will in return contact me. So I write my projects. I take a div tag which will divide the data. So my first is project 1. After that project, it will be a small description. Like for example, if my project is it's uh, AI powered chatbot. It's a description of my project. After that, I close the okay. I take another div. I need to mention another project of mine. A second project. Now it's cybersec project, for example. And now my project is done, section is done. Now in my this is my portfolio. I have welcomed them to my portfolio. About now here about contact me projects. Hello, I'm a passionate software developer. My projects, contact me, option for them to send. After that, I need to add a copyright also. Copyright is very must. That we do using footer. We take a copyright tag. We can even take a p tag. Copyright is not mandatory. 2024, my portfolio. And we write all rights reserved. I'd write here Nishkarsh. Yeah, and I'll write yeah. So with the help of what we have learned, ordered list, hyperlinks, heading tags, paragraph tags, input type tags, copyright tags. Then we can also add some audio video, but in portfolio it is not much required. So with the help of this, we can understand all of what we have learned today. I hope you all did understand. As you can see, I hope you all understood. If you have any doubts, you can do ask. I guess then no one has any doubts. You can even write in the chat box if you have any doubts regarding anything from HTML. Okay, I'll display the copyright tag once more. Is it visible to you, Akhilesh? See, in the copyright tags, no. This this is anything which we write in the for copyright tag. We use the footer. We use footer to write the copyright tag. Inside the footer, we write the copyright, watch it, whatever we have. If I remove the and copy, the symbol won't be there. If I write copy also, the symbol won't come. I need to write this specifically and copy, then a semicolon. After that, you can write whatever it is. Like here I've written 2025 my portfolio. If I want to write instead of that, if I want to write Akhilesh, see, here it comes. Like it's copyright, all rights reserved, it's your portfolio. Did you understand? Okay. Anyone else? How can we add an image or emoji to the header tag? Okay. See, if I want an image or an emoji, see if I had this one link, right? Obviously, you need your photo, right? So right now I don't have a photo, but I had a link typed here. Okay, this is a link, right? I copy this link and I add it here, portfolio. So see, you can add it here. You can add it below to welcome to my portfolio, and you can add some data and all whatever is required. Do you understand? Head tag. No, actually, in head tag you don't. Whatever data is there, no, in head tag it's only the metadata and the title which you usually write. Basically, the format is whatever data and content is required that we write inside the body. In head tag, usually we just write the title and the meta chart set and any metadata which is there. But in inside body, wherever you want, you can add any kind of tags, anything which you want. Image tag, video tag, audio tag, any kind of tag which you want, you can add inside the body. Do you understand? Okay, great. Does anyone have any more doubts? You have 5 minutes more time. You can ask any doubts if you want. Don't be shy around. Okay, then I'll stop presenting, I guess. Guys, did you understand what I taught you today? And at least since the background is plain, does it come under CSS? No, see, this is completely what I have done. It completely comes under HTML. Now, in 5 more minutes, another instructor will be coming. She will teach. I taught you everything what was required for HTML, most of the things which were required. Now, with the help of that, how do we link the document in CSS? We add a see. I tell you, there is a link rel style sheet option tag which we add in our HTML document. With the help of that, we link our document to another CSS file, style.css or any kind of name we want. And after that, whatever the code we write inside that, we with the help of that, we can link our HTML document to CSS. Now, what I have done is completely HTML. Uh, Once, could you explain what should I explain? Achilles, did you understand? It is a completely HTML document. No CSS I have applied. Also, Mitali, how to put text file in email tag. How to put in text file in email tag. Means what do you mean? A text box email or a label, this thing, this one. If you want a file, you can add a file also on this. Like how you write interior email. Okay, see that I write with the help of placeholder. See, okay. See, I'll show you. This you asking, no? Enter your email ID. How did I wrote? Here I am writing an option for placeholder. You can see here. Here I am writing an option for enter your email ID. So if I remove this, placeholder is empty. If I write enter, whatever write it will come. So see, if I write enter your mail ID for asking Uh, Mitali Bose, any doubts? Okay, so here you can see, or it won't be completely showing it, but as you can see, whatever I write inside this, it will ask enter your mail ID, enter your mail, enter whatever write, it will be showing. Did you understand, Mitali? We write using the placeholder attribute. We write. We write. Anyone else? Anyone else has any doubts? Okay, except live preview, are there any extensions to be downloaded for HTML? See, live preview is what helps. Now, if I don't have a live preview and I want to see what I'm writing code again and again, you need to uh, where you have created your file. No, if I have created portfolio.html, you need to go in the file explorer. You need to press on the Chrome option there, and it will load the file in the Chrome. Or else in the live preview also the link which is mentioned above, if you copy that and paste it in Chrome, it will show you the exact same thing. And so it is very much convenient to use the live preview here. Other than that, there are not many extensions which are to be downloaded for HTML. This is only to make the use of your coding and to be more convenient. Okay, Akhilesh? Okay, so as there are no more doubts, I'll wind up my part. Please wait. The CSS part will be started now. Uh, Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Okay, Nishkaj. It was a quite good session. I think everyone learned from you. Yeah, we can see the reactions too. Yeah. Okay, guys. Now we are done with the HTML. Now the second part of this session will be the introduction to CSS, cascading style sheets. Uh, to explain you guys with CSS, we are having a guest instructor here, Preeti Kintali, who is a upcoming AEH at Accenture. She is from 21st batch of our university. She will take the session now, and I really want to welcome Preeti to take up the session. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Harsha. Could you please give me the access to share the screen?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Give it a minute. I think you can share now.
Yes, yes. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Preeti and I'm going to instruct you about the CSS. Till now, you have learned about HTML, which is like the skeleton of all the websites. So, let us beautify it a little more using CSS now. So, I'll share the PPT now. Can someone let me know if the screen is visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, fine. I'll present it like this. So, welcome and let us see what is CSS now. So, CSS is basically a short form of cascading style sheets using which we are going to style all the elements inside, style all the HTML elements. So, as you can see here, the first point itself is that we use the CSS to style and layout web pages. We can control the design, including the layout of how everything will be visible inside the sheets. We can change the colors of them, like we can give a color to the text, the background. We can change the fonts of all the text we are writing. We can change how the spaces in between the elements. So we can control almost everything using CSS. In HTML, it was just like plain text and it was boring. But HTML is also important part. But who will see the plain text? So we need something more. We need to beautify it. So to beautify it, we have something called CSS. And so it allows separation of content from design. So content is HTML and the design is like CSS. So it will be easier to maintain also. So you can see the power behind beautiful web design is CSS. So let us see. So you can see here, the left side part is a website without CSS. You can see how we are having all the bullet points and links all, and here a text box. But there is nothing beautiful here. But you can see in the right side part, if we added a little bit of CSS touch to it, how the website has become more user friendly and beautiful. We can see the logo and the title here and the search box. It is more user friendly and people would like to use this part more, this type of website more than this dull finished website which is on the left. So let us learn how to use this CSS. So this was the plain HTML code which had a heading and paragraph tags you can see in the left part. But CSS would look something like this. For each element, as I said, the elements which are H1 and T. So for H1 tag, we can give a color. That is, we can give the color to this text, welcome to my website, and a color to paragraph, which is, and font size for this paragraph text. So there are various attributes which we can change for each and every element. This is just a sample code to show you how the CSS code looks like. So now, so this is CSS selectors and properties. So before knowing that, we will first learn how many types we can add CSS code to any HTML file. So I will show you my VS Code now. So here I have written already a basic code. This is a boilerplate code. I have added a title called workshop, and let me just comment it for now. And you can see here I have added a heading. This is an amazing workshop, and then 2 paragraphs. So let me remove this also for now. Okay. So I will also add, I will show you the live preview of this. You can even open it using a live server in another, in the website itself, in the Google Chrome. So now we have just the plain text here, which is heading, and then 2 paragraph tags. So how we will add CSS to these all 3 elements? One type of CSS adding is inline. So we have 3 types. First one is inline CSS, and the next one is internal, and the third one is external. I will comment all these. So in inline, we actually write the CSS code for the element inside the tag itself, inside the tag. So in this case, this is the tag. So let me take a paragraph tag for now. I will add a tag called style. So style is the CSS, how we write CSS inside the tag. So we will write style equals, and inside this inverted commas, we will add what type of style we want to add to this text, which is by. So I want to add a color, which is like something which is not black. So let me add blue violet. So you can see how it got changed. The text color got changed to blue violet. Or let me give orange. You can see the orange is visible, right? So this is called inline CSS style. So this is one type of how we write a CSS inside HTML files. Now coming to internal. Internal means we can, instead of for this specific element, we can add a tag inside the header file, which is style, and then close it. So inside this style tags, we can write CSS for any element here by mentioning its name. So let me call paragraph. So for each paragraph, I want the color to be orange. So let me just copy this and put it here. So now you can see. So this paragraph P tag, I have just mentioned it that for every P tag here, the style must be, that is the color must become orange. So how many P tags do we have? We have two P tags and both became orange. So this is how internal CSS works. So we will declare a style tag, and inside that we will declare all the type of styles we want to add inside the HTML file itself. Inside HTML file. And finally we have is external, where we link an external CSS file. Instead of writing the CSS code inside this file itself, so it will become clumsy. This is just a small code, that's why you are feeling it's easy. But when you write code for big websites, when you want to write your own portfolio, the code will become so messier that you don't want the CSS as well as HTML in the same file itself. So you don't want it in the same file. What you will do? You will add an external file. So I have created an external file which is styles.css. So inside this I can add the whole style. And after this, how will I link this styles to this index.html? How will I do that? So for that we use something called this link tag, which Nishkarsh was telling previously. So we will add a link tag which will say the relationship between this HTML and whatever file we are going to add. So what is the relationship? We are adding a style sheet. So rel equals style sheet. And then what file I want to attach to this. So that is the reference. So this is hypertext reference. So that is styles.css. So this is the name of the file which I have given to the style sheet. So this line is very much important after we add some style to each and every element in external file. And in case you miss this, so let me just comment this and remove the style here, or I'll just comment this out. So let me add the style inside the styles.css. So you can see there is no link attached to the style sheet and it became to the default one. So let me also remove this inline CSS. So now you can see, even though I have added CSS here, there is no change in the default code. That is, there is no styling happened to the website. That's why it is very important to link your styles.css sheet to the HTML sheet. So this was about the types of how many types we can add CSS code to HTML file. So now that we know about that, let us now know how we can select each and every element. So now we come to the topic CSS selectors and properties. So selectors target HTML elements to apply styles. In the previous example, I have shown you how I have selected P and I've made changes to P, right? So here also you can see we have selected P. So that is basically selector. We have selected P to make some changes to that. So all these are called selector targets to apply style. Properties define the style. For example, color, font size. We can give multiple properties to each selector. So P is just a tag name, but we have some types of selectors also. So element selector, as we have seen already, selects the HTML tags directly. So the only disadvantage of this is, so we can say advantage and disadvantage. So if we want the same property to be applied to all the tags of the same type, that is, if I want all the paragraph tags to be of the color red, then I can directly apply P as color red. But if I don't want that, then this type of element selector won't work. So this is the first type of selector, which is directly the HTML tag. And the next type we have is class selector. So here most people will be confused. We have two types, which one is class and the one is ID. So class, we can basically say, I think maybe you have learned in Java, in the object-oriented programming. Class means it has all the same type of elements or objects. So it's like a template, right? All type of objects will, all the objects of that particular class will have the same properties. In a similar way, we can give classes to multiple elements which will be having same property or which must have the same properties, that is the color green. So if I give this p tag as, so you can see I have given this p tag the class called highlight. And if I give this p tag also, that is, this is red paragraph, also class highlight, then these both tags, whatever property which I am writing in the uh, class selector, that will be given to both of these because these both belong to the same class. But in ID case, it is also similar. So this selects an element with a specific ID. So we can give each element tag a class or ID, but class can be given, so the same class can be given to multiple elements, but whereas ID will be given only to one element. So this is what makes the difference between class and ID. So for ID, we can't give it to this. We can't give the same ID. So this unique can't be given to another element as well. So for calling this selector inside the style sheet, for element tag we can directly call it. So you can see here I have directly written the P, which is the name of the tag. But in the case of class and ID selectors, we can't do that. We have to add something before the name of the class or ID. So for class, we have to add a simple dot that you can see here, the dot highlight, which is a class. So we have to add dot here for classes. And for unique, you can add hash. So this is a point to remember. So these are the types of selectors. One is element, another one is class, another one is ID. Element is directly the HTML tags, names, and then the class selector to select elements with a specific class. So this class, two or more elements can be having the same class, whereas ID cannot be the same for more than one element. And the how we call them, we're using dot and hash. This is it. It is very simple. So now that we have seen the selectors and properties, let me show you a simple code again. So previously I have removed the code here, which is class. So I will give a class to this, that is paragraph. And I'll give the same class, which is paragraph, to the IET paragraph tag also. You can see these two elements are having the same class, and this is having an ID called heading. So now in the style.css, I want to add some changes to this heading ID. So let me give hash heading. So you can see I'm calling the ID using hash. I can give font, let us see it later. It's the next topic. I can give the color as brown. You can see how this is changed. But if I remove this hash, you can see no change happen and it is not detecting also. It is not a, element selector, not a ID selector, not even a class. And dot class, it's not there, so no changes should be applied. So that's it. And for the paragraph, instead of P, I will add it as what it is. It's a class, so I will add a dot and dot paragraph. If I remove the class paragraph from this IET, then the changes will be removed because only the paragraph class elements have this color orange. So this is basically, you can play around with these selectors and just get your hands dirty after this workshop. So now let us learn more about, let us now see fonts, how you can change the fonts. So, so as we have seen how to select some element, previously I have shown you the color, how we can change the color of any element text. We can directly use the property called color. And mind it, you shouldn't add U in that color. So for font, we have the property called font family, using which we can say that this element must be in this particular font. You can see here Arial Sans Serif or Times New Roman. So these are type of font family we have. Don't worry, in IDEs like VS Code, you will get the suggestions for what type of font you want for website. Or you can also visit Google for varieties of fonts you want to add in your website. For now, just know this font family is used to change the font. And then to change the size of the font, use something called font size. Defines the size of font. You don't want every text to be of the same size, right? So you will change the size according to what it serves. And then we have the font weight. It's like how much bold or it's the thickness of the font. Do you want it bold or semi bold? That is how, so these are the properties of the font. So let me show you how we add fonts to this. Now we have this thing, right? So for paragraph, I will add a font family. So it isn't working, wait. So you can see here I have got all the options, whatever whatever attributes has font as the first keyword. So I want font family. You can see how many suggestions I have got. Let me keep it as Courier New. And you can see how the text has changed for the heading. And then now I want the font weight as you can see you have numbers as well as bold, bolder, lighter, normal. So I want bold. It's nothing. So maybe bolder would make a change. Nothing. So let us leave this. So this is how you change the font weight. And then we have font size. If I add medium, you can see the text has become small. And if I add a number to this, so 20px or maybe 200px, oh, that has become too much. Or I will add some 50px. This is okay. Or I'll just keep it as before. Because I have given this as a h1 tag, so this is the default one. If we add changes to it, it will be changing. There is no meaning because I have already given the tags tag as a heading, right? But you can still change it according to you and whatever your website must look like. This is about fonts. Now let us see about colors. Using colors in CSS. So I have told you about directly using the color keyword, which is to change the color of the text. Here also color can be defined using multiple ways, which is directly we can give the name like previously I showed you, which is name, red or blue, whatever. And there are three new methods. One is a hexadecimal format in which we give, so you can see it's a combination of small letters, alphabets as well as numbers with a hash in front of it. So this is one type of format in which the color can be specified. You can see here, we have given the background color as FO, FO, FO. So this is not O, this is 0. And then we have another type which is called RGB. RGB stands for red, green and blue. So every color is made up of these three colors, but the proportions of these three colors would be different in each and every color. So you can make even brown with this RGB colors. So basically that's the concept used here. We give the values for all the three, which is for red, blue and green, and combined with which we get a color is the color using this. And there is a small variation to the same part where we have an extra element which is alpha, called alpha, which represents the transparency. So this is the value of alpha. 0.5 is given, that means it is like half transparent. 1 means opaque, that means entire thing will be filled, that means we don't have any transparency, and 0 means it is totally transparent, it won't be visible also. So let us see how it changes. So you can also see how we have added semi-transparent red. So this is pretty much it. Now let me show you about the background color. So for paragraph, not paragraph, I want to add a background color to the heading only. So I will add this attribute which is background color. So what should I add? Let it be some, okay, that's called bisque. So this is the background color I have added. So this is the direct color name, but I want to use RGB. Let us take hexadecimal first. So I will give some random number. So you can see hexadecimal has 6 numbers. Okay, this is red. Let me give something else. So you can see this pink is nice. So this is the background color using hexadecimal. So if you want to change it, you can just hover over this red, this box, and then you can change it yourself and the value will be showing to you. You can see here, this hexadecimal code is visible for every color. You can change it according to your own wish. So yeah. So now, this was the hexadecimal code. Now coming to the RGB, here we have to give the colors on our own. So you can see I will change the red as this much and the green. So I can give values to each of them, and then the blue like this. So in this way also we can give the colors. So I think it will be the values, right? So we can give direct values. 255 is the maximum value, and then we can give any value here. You can see I will give, so you can see the 255 is the maximum, so that's why the red content was more. So now if I make it 0, you can see the blue content is more. So it is looking more bluish. If I give a balanced and then it is pink, you can just experiment it in your free time, and there is no limitation. And now again you can select this and choose according to your so how you want. So you can see how the numbers are changing while I am changing this. So this is how IDE makes it very easy for us to change anything or to even code. Now let us see the next part, which is the backgrounds in CSS. Okay, so the background color we have seen. What about images and the size of the images in the background? And if you want something to be repeated, how do we show it inside CSS? So here we have seen the background color already. You can see here in the website picture, we have a background image, which is of buildings and some buildings which are transparent and anything. You can just add anything. So how do we add that? We have something called background image property. And if I have an image, I can add it using the URL, which will find out which image I am going to add inside the background. And the background size is like cover. There are multiple types of options provided for the background size. Should it be like big enough to cover the entire page, or just the specific size which I'll give? And then we have background repeat. So that means few times we have websites which will have repeated logo of whatever logo it has. So that's the example, or else repeated images of any image we are giving on the entire page. Here they have set as no repeat, so the image hasn't been repeated. So this is how we add an image as a background to the CSS file. Let us see how we add an image here. I will add an image here. So to the body itself. So I will directly write a body. So using adding image using HTML will be returned inside the HTML using img tag, whereas if we want to add a background, we will be using CSS. So what is that? Background image. And we will write URL. And I have an image here which is called IET logo. So I will add that. We have to keep in mind, we have to keep it in. So you can see I have kept it in inverted commas, and then you can see the result here. So you can see by default it is repeated. So the logo is repeated. So this is the IET's logo. And if I don't want it to repeat, so I can set the background repeat as, so you can see the option is here, no repeat. Then the second one vanished. So this is what I wanted. So there are multiple other options also. We can keep, so if I have multiple options and if the website is scrollable, so let me copy this IET and let me keep some more so that the website becomes scrollable. So now you can see the website is scrollable and this is attached to the website. So background position. So we can give the position of this image. So should it be at the center? So yes, now it has come to the center. And then the second one, like left, right, top, bottom. So I can give it top. So you can see the image has centered itself to the top. And then we can give another option called background attachment, which I'll give it as fixed. So even though I scroll, the background image is still there. So this is how you can play with the background images. You can give another beautiful image behind. And now let us continue to explore more in CSS. So this was about the backgrounds in CSS. So this is another most important part in CSS, which is the box model. For each and every element in HTML, we have something called, which is content. And then the outer layer of that is padding. Outer to that is a border. And then we have margin. So CPBM. This is very important to remember when you are in the early stages as a beginner, because if we confuse among something, then we might not understand the code or code properly. This is very crucial to remember. Firstly, we have the content, which is the data we are writing here, the text values or the numbers, whichever we are displaying on the website. Then whatever is immediately like outside of that, between the border and the content is the padding. So So you can see in between the border and the content we have padding. And then after outside of, so you can give the border also a length, so surrounds the padding, and then margin is outside the border, how much space we want. So this is the box model. So let me show you in the actual website. So here, so I will open this website inside the live server to show you how to inspect elements. So you can see I have opened it here using a live server, and now I'm going to click on the inspect element to see the background code actually. So you can see these are the codes. So when I'm hovering over certain T tag, you can see a blue. Let me show you. Here also you can see the box, right? See, this blue line is of the content, and then this orange line we have is the border. For this one, we don't have any padding. So padding means whatever there is a space between the text and the border. So now I am going to add some padding to this tag, which is, so let me add padding to all the P tags. So I will write P and then padding, which is, I can give 5px to everyone. So when this was not there, you can see it was like this. And now you can see how it changed. So now let us see. So you can see there is a little gap between the content and the border now. That is called padding, which is 5px. And for the border also, we can add some length, which is uh, another 5px or whatever. And then we can add a margin. So this margin will be separating each element to another element. So this element I want it to be separated from whatever elements is in the surrounding with 10px. So this is how we change it. So now let me show you how it looks like. So the margin is actually transparent, which won't be visible to us. And then you can see how this is changing. You can see the padding, and that is it. So this is about padding and the box model. So now we have another, so there is a little more explanation here. So for the content area, we have something called width and height. We can give the width and height for any element. Inside that element, we can add text or anything. So you can see we have a box here. So we will create a box which will be having a width of 200px and then height of 150px. Inside that, we will have this text. Whatever this text is, it will be fitting into that box. And how the text must look like will be defined of how the padding is. So how much padding the text has from the border of the box, that is 20px. And if it is different, then the uh, content will look different. And then the border, so how much, what type of border must the element must have. So let me show you the border in the code here. So 5px border and solid. So you can see the border is visible clearly to us, and blue. So I can give the length of, so thickness of the border. If I give 2px, it is very thin, and then it is solid. We can have dotted also. So you can see a dotted border, or I can give, there are multiple. So dotted, and let it be solid only. And then here instead of blue, I can give some gray or dark blue. So this is how border works. And then we have something called padding, which we have discussed, and then border, and then margin, add space outside the border between the box and other elements. This will define how much far some element is from the neighboring element. So that is also in the pixels only. So this is it. And there are variations also. So you can give a margin top. So that means a margin from the top element must be this much and the margin bottom, that is margin from the bottom element must be this much. You can give different variations also for each element for each side. This is about the box model in CSS. So now, from this entire session, what we have learned, CSS is very essential for styling web pages. You have seen what we can do. All we have to use is our creative minds to build whatever beautiful website we want. So we have all the styling available in CSS. Selected target HTML elements and properties define the style. So we can use the selectors to target certain HTML elements. We can give whatever property of style we want to each element. Then you can also control the fonts, colors and backgrounds very easily using CSS. You have seen how easily I could change the background color, the font, the color of the text. It is very easy just with a single line of code. And understanding the box model also helps manage layout and spacing effectively. So this box model is very important. So these are very tiny aspects of CSS, but will be very crucial when you build an actual website. So practice and experimentation are the key to mastering CSS. That is very important. So once you're done with this workshop and this boot camp, don't forget to try to build some website on your own. You know all the tags, all the CSS, and you will be learning JavaScript also soon. You just have to do some experiments with your hand. You have to write some code. Even though it doesn't look good or you don't understand, you can just refer to the documentation whenever you want it. There is no restriction. You can just try out multiple things. That is it. There is no limitation to this. So with that, we will now conclude the CSS introduction. Tomorrow we will be dealing with the advanced CSS, and that is from my side. So if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box. And I'll stop sharing my screen.
Hello everyone. Hope you are all doing great. The time has finally come for your quiz. Kindly join the quiz by given link.
Yes, guys. Actually, whatever the doubts you are still having, you can ask. Keep your doubts in the WhatsApp group. Our instructors will present there and will clear your doubts. As of now, we are done with the Pritish session. If you guys having any doubts with CSS, she will be ready to explain that. And one more thing, guys. Now we are going for quiz of the day. You will have quiz on HTML. So the link was posted in the chat box. Kindly go through the link. Give your quiz. The rules of the quiz, like you will have three quizzes in these 3 days. If you present for all of those quizzes, the total score will be calculated, and top three participants will be awarded with the merit certificates. Thank you.
Vitali, the image can be added using the background image tag, a property in CSS for any selector you want.
If you're facing any issue with the quiz, kindly you can unmute yourself. You can talk, or else you can message in the chat box. Just confirm, can you access the quiz or not, by giving a thumbs up. Hello guys, now we are going to start the quiz. Let me confirm you are into the quiz portal. Okay, I can see good number of responses. I think Srivatsav, you can start the quiz.
Okay, Anna.
Yeah, Srivatsav, you can do that.